shared now. It should at least. So if you want to see it, the best way to do that is go to youtube.com and hit the Jack's Tutor. I don't know why this is showing this way. That's not that was not my intention to show this way in the screen. Okay, now this is good. All right, so the best way to see the screen is to go to youtube.com and type the Jack's. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can see the screen now. I don't think it's up. All right, if you guys if you having trouble seeing the screen on YouTube, let me know. I'm not sure if it's up. Oh, I think somebody is on YouTube. Let me see. Where you at? Yeah, I think I've seen it on YouTube. There you go. Now it's in there. All right, cool. So, let's go back to. I'm trying to take out these those filters. I don't want none of them. Let's see. There you go. All right, cool. Let's go back. Mila, what's up? Django, what's up? Bree, what's going on? How you doing? So I could probably take some questions from you guys, and as well as maybe just ask about what's going on in spring break and what are you guys taking for classes. Let's see. Sid, what's up? Chris, welcome. Should I take the SAT in the summer? I am going into 11th. That would be a good idea, Sid, especially that you have more time to study for it in the summer. Usually, you don't have classes and you can sit down and try to study for it. I think that's a good idea. That's what I would probably do because you don't have to worry about being in other classes. But another thing to avoid in that is don't be deep in the summer where you like forget about all of the class and then try to take it. It's gonna be I think it's maybe a week after schools and just start studying for it. What's the best way to study for the SAT? Yeah, that's fine. Did I start? I did start studying. Yeah, already. Is that fine? Yes, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I think what you're gonna probably gonna do is when when so what you're probably gonna do is when you let me just write on the screen what's going on. SAT. How does SAT SAT tips? We'll just call it that for today. So what you're probably gonna do is, whenever you get close to your exam, your final exam, you don't want to mess that up. So what I would do is probably stop for a little bit and then go back into it. Whenever your finals are over. I'll tell you the best way that I study for any exam, official or non-official. I mean, official exam, like especially the ones that where you have multiple choice or you have a certain time to study for it. What I would do first, the first thing that I do, and I say this here all the time, it doesn't change. The first thing that I do is I try to learn the material. So I try to learn it in any way possible. So what I would do is just open a book. Usually I do videos. I prefer to do that. So you open a book and you start studying from that book. Now, what's going to happen is when you start studying is when you start doing questions, chances are you won't be able to do it within the amount of time necessary to get them done in the exam. So what I mean by that, let's say you're taking the SAT the SAT 60-minute 60 questions for math. It won't the first time you try to do it, go Cano, what's going on? The first time you try to do it, you won't be able to uh you won't be able to do the questions in 1 minute within the 1 minute. So what you'll do is just because you're learning about it, don't worry about that for now. The second, and then as you study and know the material, you start to practice, but don't practice with the time. Just practice to make sure that you can do the questions. And after that, what I normally do is start practicing under exam, not necessarily under exam conditions, but like start timing myself and then gradually decreasing the amount of time that it takes me to take the test and then eventually closer to the exam date, you start taking actual practice questions under exam conditions where you able to take them and sit down and take them just like you were taking the exam. You don't have your phone, you don't have anything. You just have a timer, maybe on the computer. You can even look for a timer on Google. You just have that, and then after that, it should be fine. So usually, I mean, most of those exams, they have practice tests online or whatever you use in the study. It should have practice tests in it. So you do those under exam conditions, and you make it seem like you're taking the actual SAT. And whenever you sit for the test, it will, it will be something that you already seen. It will be a condition that you already experienced, so it won't be a new thing. Because you got to understand, there are many factors in taking the test. Actually knowing the material, being able to do the material in the right amount of time, but also if you don't know how long it's supposed to take you to answer this question, if you don't know which question to skip to answer at the end because they take longer to be done, it's gonna be harder for you, when you take the test, even though if you know the material, even if you know the material. So it's gonna be harder for you. So what I would recommend is give yourself enough practice whenever you sit for the exam in the summer. It's not new. It's something that you've done at least, 5 or 10 times before under that specific condition. So whenever you sit down for it, it's like you took the exam before. I hope that helps. I think Sid asked the question. I hope that helps, Sid. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? SAT or anything else? Anything else related to math or class? Who is in spring break right now? No problem, Sid. No problem. Who's in spring break right now? Who's taking classes and who is in spring break? I know some kids are having their spring break this Friday. I know certain places where it was the week before or the current week. I got 1200 on the SAT, 85th percentile. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's a good score. And now good in terms of what do you plan on doing with it? So what I'm saying is it might not be a great score to get to, Princeton or Harvard, but if you want to go to a regular school where the requirements are like, 1150, or it's a good school for that school. So specific, it needs to be specific to what you're trying to do. You understand what I'm saying, Chris? So if if you trying to get to, if you're trying to get to a different school or more rigorous school and you want to increase your score, you may want to take it again. But if you go into a school that, okay, hey, we'll take you with a 1100, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? And also that oh, your GPA, oh, I plan on going to take to a state school. I also have a 4.5 GPA. My dog, Chris. Yes. Oh, Purdue. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would look at the requirements. I don't know what they are in my head, but I would look at the requirements based on your GPA and what you say for the SAT. Those are good scores. Those are good, resume. Along with that, Chris, another thing that will separate you from other kids is doing other activities. So let's say you're in a sport team or you do a lot of volunteer hours. One of the things that kids you probably don't know is like you can volunteer in stuff that you actually like. Let's say you like soccer, you just go in and help kids at the YMCA or something like that. So that means you getting those hours. I don't know how that works with your school and your parents, but like you can do things like that whenever you put on your application for Purdue. It doesn't look like 500 other students and who is applying for the school, 5,000 or 500,000, whatever the number is. It looks like, oh, Chris, I can remember Chris because he did this, or you work on a project. One of the kids that I see here a lot, you guys probably know him. He's he's a tutor as well. So he got to a bunch of school. He was posting video of him getting to a bunch of school, like Stanford and other school. Part of that probably is because of the fact that he sits on TikTok and tutor kids. So like if that's part of his resume, it's not a lot of kids that are doing the same thing. Does that make sense? So that that stands out. And I think that's a good chance. That gives you a good chance to get into a certain college. Hey, Skyry, what's up? Hey, long time no talk. What's going on, Skyry? Um, so yeah, no problem. Glad to be helpful. Smoke. The top private school really differ from state schools? I went to a state school. I'm not really familiar with like private schools and stuff, but I think one of the things that people talk about a lot is the kind of connections you get in different school that you go to. Um, and it will depend on what you want to study too. You know, certain schools are really specific for a certain major. Like they're really, really good. They would sometimes they have a good program for a specific major, and everything else might be subpar or normal, but like for that specific major they're really good at it. Now, I think the other thing to consider is like if you want to go to a school that has like great reputation, where okay, they look at your application and it's like, okay, he just came from Stanford or he came from Harvard. um so that's another thing that to consider too. But you guys, like I don't think it makes a big difference that you went to um a public or private school, in a sense of besides, I think besides connection. But like when you if you went to school and you want to you excel at your school, it'll be easy. I think it will be easy, like especially if you excel and also participate in school activities and stuff. It will be easy for you to get out and start working on your career. I think it will be easy. Now you gotta. I think the big difference is you have to do something that differentiates you between other kids who are going to be graduating. So it's kind of like thinking outside the box, and it's like, hey, what do I need to do at the school to make sure that when I'm graduating, I don't look like any other kids with a 3.8 GPA. Maybe that might be being able to maybe that might be stuff like, hey, I am going to be the involved in this club, this particular club. I know at my school, one of the things that helped a lot, I was part of a club called Dominican Outreach Program. So what we did is we volunteer Dominican Republic. Like when you tell that story and tell how involved you were into like a company or something like that, they automatically think of, okay, this person took initiative, or he was a leader, or he was active. So they don't think that you're okay. He's not a lazy butt. So like he can do the work. So I think that helped a lot. Um, and here's the thing, like you may have a 3.5 and another guy with a 4.0. If all he did was school, your resume looks better than his, at the end of the day. So that helps you a lot. So I think what I would recommend for you guys is being active. um a lot of things that I had, that I got involved in school, helped me a lot afterwards. Me being here speaking to you is because I was part of certain organizations where I had to stand and speak or sit down and give a presentation. So that helps you with communication skill. There are certain classes that I took too that were outside of my major, like a speaking class. I didn't think I would have any I don't think at that time I had any intentions of being a public speaker. Um and I'm not, but that still helped. There's certain things that you learn in there that help. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Uh, Thank you. You too, Skyry. Nice talking to you. All right, so let's see. Let's see if I know you guys are asking a question. Okay, career. Now, I was okay. Wait, hold on. Before I answer your questions, I'm in a just so hopefully that helps my application. Good. What is NHS? What does that stand for you, Chris? Um, yeah. So like, any club or organization that you're part of, especially if you have a position going, if you have a position in there that you actually doing work, Because sometimes this makes just having a position in there doesn't mean doing work. I know I was part of certain clubs where I wasn't doing a lot of work because I was part of like shoot in college. I think at certain time I probably was like involved in like 6 or 7 clubs. So don't I wouldn't do that. But I was there is like 4 or 5 of them that I was really really active. There are certain ones I was like, hey, he is the vice president, but I wasn't really, really that involved in them. And at a particular time, some of them I was involved at a certain time, and then eventually I was not. I was a member and not being involved as much. But I would say, just make sure that you have a position and then hold it and be involved. And I think that helps a lot in high school and college. Let's see. So what career do you work in, and what made you choose math path? Uh, Jolene, I think that's your name. So, I don't know. I really enjoyed my math from the beginning, and when I tell you enjoy, I don't think I was necessarily a nerd, but I could sit and do it for like 6 or 10 hours in the night, and at that time I I was not really thinking of I need to make something out of math, but I was just it was just something cool to do. Like it was something that made sense to me. Now I'll tell you some stuff that don't make a lot of sense to me. French didn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if you guys know I grew up in Haiti where certain like when you take certain classes like French class, an actual French class, there was a lot of them too, literature. Those that make a whole lot of sense to me, and I would not put a lot of effort in them. And one thing that I would want you guys to that I do myself is like put I would put a lot of effort in things that you're actually good at and not waste a whole lot of time in stuff that you're actually not good at. Now in school, it may not help, it may not help in school, but later on it will help you because you're good at drawing. You focus on that. You put a lot of time into that instead of trying to draw, trying to dance, and trying to sing at the same time. Because when you think about it, if you have 24 hours a day, all those times if you'll allocate, you know, 1/3 of that time to drawing, eventually in like 5, 10 years, you can draw better than most people. Does that make sense? But you already had the foundation, you already had the skills, and you also enjoy it too, and that helps a lot. And so when I went to, I didn't really know what to do with math. Math is like one of those degrees when you study them. No, actually, before that, when I went to school, um, I was thinking about becoming a civil engineer. Actually, this was like okay, I want to do this, but of the day of my orientation in college, the guy who was my orientation leader, he's like, "Yo, there's this good cool program at the school called software engineering. You guys should check it out." I switched my major like this because it involved computer, and I wanted to work, play with computers and stuff. But it turned out I didn't really enjoy it. So I was at a point, I think it was my sophomore years, um, that I didn't even know what to major in. But the luckily for me, I wanted to do a minor in math. So I came to the first math class I take in college was calculus. So when you take that test, they tell you, hey, you can go in college algebra or all the way to calculus. I think I got in calculus directly. So I was always on track with math. So I ended up doing that. And then after that, I went into a career towards the end of my, I think junior years. I heard of something called actuary, and then I went into a career for that. And I worked with certain companies and consultant firms, and then later on, I said, okay, I want to do my own thing. So I just started tutoring, and that's how it was. It was just something like I was saying, it's something that I feel like I enjoy, but also I think I'm decent at it. I'm like decent, not actually, like I don't think it's like, hey, I'm like really, really good at math. I don't think it's that, but like I think I have a ability to explain things to people in a way that that connects with them. and also in a way that helps on understanding. And I think that's what makes the difference, because sometimes you have a professor who have a PhD and can't explain for nothing to save his life, and you go to his class, you can't connect, you can't really understand what he's saying. He's speaking sometimes at a higher, really, really high level that you don't even know if he's trying to teach the class for himself or for you. So, and that's how it came about. It wasn't really, it's something that I enjoyed, but and funny enough, I didn't even know that you could study math. I didn't know you could get like a bachelor's in math. I didn't know that was possible. So when I was trying to find a major and stressed about, okay, what major should I what should I major in, the whole time math was there. And if I knew this from the get-go, I would have graduated a lot earlier, because I came, calculus, which is probably like put you a whole semester or if not a year ahead. So, but it turned out to work well. Let's see. Hi, do I learn math? I've been trying to pass a math CZ exam. I just can't pass it. Juanita. Um, Now, if you trying to pass an exam, just like I was saying for SAT, is there's no other way around it. It's just to study it and then practice. So the best way to study, find a way that works best for you. For me, it's video. For you, it might be audio. So it might be not actually reading stuff. So sitting down and read stuff. For me, I learn better through videos. I can sit down and watch a bunch of videos and then learn the stuff like this. Sometimes I would open the book and read, but a lot of times I would pick up on stuff on videos that I think helps. So you find the best way that works for you, and then you start studying that way. And then eventually what you need to do is actually practice the questions, because you might know the material, but if you don't practice enough, you won't be able to do it, especially not in the actual exam. So once you start practicing, you practice enough, it will, you start decreasing the amount of time it takes you to do an actual question. So let's say you trying to do a question under 5 minutes, under 4, under 3 minutes, and then actually you get to the speed of the test. And then from there, you start practicing the test, actually sitting down in test conditions. Now, let's say the exam is 30 questions. Sometimes you might have to break it down and take three 10-question exams. You divide the time by 3 and take 3 10-question exams, sit down and take them. And then you actually grade them too. Like, if they grade them automatically, you see the grades and actually see where you mess up at. But eventually, what you want to get to a level where that exam that you're about to go take, you took it so many times where whenever you sit down for that exam, it's your 17th time taking it, because it feels like, okay, I know exactly which question to skip. I know exactly how long it's going to take me to answer this question. So it should flow like this. And I think for me, normally that's how I do it. When I was studying for like those actuarial exams, um, those exams were tough, but one thing that helped me, even it's funny enough, like I would make a plan to study. I know exactly, if I follow this plan correctly, if I follow it even at 90%, I know that I'm gonna go to the test and pass. But if I'm like halfway, kind of ish follow it for that sitting, I know it won't go well. And most of the time it went well. And certain time, I'll tell you, sometimes I don't pass too. You just go and try again, because sometimes that's how it works. You take the exam and hey, it didn't go well. Especially like official exam that sometimes you don't even have enough time to study the whole material. I hope that helps. Juanita. Let's see. Math give me a lot of anxiety. I understand. I understand. It's just with anything else, man. You just gotta do it. Uh, Oh, okay, cool, cool. National Honor Society. That's what you're referring to. Cool, cool, nice. Yeah, that's a good thing on your resume, Jocelyn. That's a good thing. Trying to get involved. It's so I would try to get involved. With the chapter in the school, or with with anything that you are actually a part of. Um, Jocelyn. But yeah, let's see what other questions that you guys have. I'm trying to find the questions, guys. Let's see. All right, how do you learn math? I think I answered that. National Honor Society. Welcome, Rose. Welcome, Gaviva, Hillary, uh, Lanny. All right, guys, that's cool. Gaviva, welcome. Welcome back. My math doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, if it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't make sense to you, Juanita, is finding somebody that it makes sense to, and then get that person to help you, either through tutoring or through watching that person's video. I think that helps. But you have to find somebody that explains it in the sense that makes sense to you, in a way that makes sense to you, because it's a lot of people who know how to explain math. There's a lot of math professors out there or teachers, but not everyone can connect with you on a level that makes you say, oh, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do, because you can't, it's going to be very difficult for you to sit down and get it by yourself if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, if I want to learn Chinese now, I probably won't open a book and try to learn about it. I probably won't watch video about it. Even though I can learn through video, I can learn a lot. But I think the best way for me to learn, the fastest way even, would be to go to China and start speaking, start having somebody who's actually Chinese and trying to help me where I can't speak English or Creole or French back to that person. So I think that would make a lot of sense, especially that if you look at math, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you. Trying to do it by yourself will be frustrated. Get somebody to help you who understands that stuff, and make sure that this is a person that can help you. Because I may explain things in a way that you're like, I don't know what this guy is talking about. But you may find your next door neighbor explains math in a way that you like, man, this man is a genius. So it's just making sure that this person is the right fit too. And a lot of times that comes with that, teacher or professor or tutor speaking a language that you understand, actually breaking things down in a way that makes sense to you. And also starting at a level that you understand. And one things that I like to do with kids too is just start at the level that they understand. If they're at what is 1 + 2, I can't go all in multiplication, which won't makes any sense to them at all. We start from 1 + 2, 1 + 3, and then we're 1 + 1 + 1. And then we said, okay, these are 3 1s. That makes 3 × 1. And then eventually you start introducing other stuff that they are able to understand. So let me know if that makes a lot of sense, Juanita. So I would say find somebody that can help you based on their work, and that's one of the reason why I think one of the reason why I wanted to actually put videos and stuff is just, if somebody decided to work with me, a child decided to work with a parent decided to work with me, usually they know, that kid already understands, okay, I like the way that he explained things. That makes sense. So um and it's not that hard to know, hey, I don't understand what he's saying, or I understand what he's saying. So I would say find somebody to help, because it's, if you're doing it alone and it already doesn't make sense, it's just going to frustrate you. And I would find somebody who can help. And by that, I mean, it doesn't have to be me necessarily. You just find somebody that you actually understand that can help you. All right. Anybody else? Mm, John, welcome. Faith, welcome. Let me see if I can find any other questions. I know the questions are here. I don't know why my screen doesn't refresh that much. So let me see if I can find some other questions on here. Yes, no, maybe, nope. Okay. All right, I don't see any questions on here. Cool. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Uh Juanita, let me know if that makes sense. John, welcome back. Any other questions, guys? All right, going once, going twice. Hey, what's up? Monty Ree. Good job. Congrats. She got accepted into Emory and UNC Chapel Hill. That's what's up. Good job. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all giving up for Monty Reed, man. Good stuff. Nice work. I'm really glad to hear that. So do you know which one you're gonna go with? That's the tough question. And the funny part is it doesn't sound like you can choose both of them. So which one are you thinking about going with, Money? Shira, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Yeah, take your time. You still have time to decide. But good job, congrats. Do you have any other schools that you apply to that might answer you? Do you have any other schools that might answer you as well? Because that would make the decision a little bit tougher for you if you have like 10 schools that you all of them that you like. One thing I think is important to do is try to go visit the campus. Dude, that's a stop. That's a good option. NYU too. There's a big school. UPenn, nice. Yeah, these are big schools, man. Um, I would try to go visit the campus. Of all the one that you get accepted to, I would, and then based off of that, make a decision. Um, it's gonna come down to, okay, what I want to do, and do I like it? Do I like the environment? And I would actually go visit it when they have school. Actually, I mean, because of COVID, I don't know how that works with those schools. I don't even know if they're fully open. Um, but That's one thing that normally I would recommend, just trying to do an actual tour and see, hey, do I really like the school? And make sure that I would do a tour when there's, schools are in sessions. I I I mean, I don't know if you can even go to the classes and stuff, but just see what it's like before you actually commit to one. I mean, if that's allowed, I don't know how to how things are going with school now with COVID and stuff. Some of them may not even allow you to do that, but you could probably do a virtual tour and all that stuff too, and see if you actually like it. Yeah, guys. And Monterey, congrats, good stuff on getting on those schools. Hopefully, you get to the other three, Duke, NYU, and UPenn, too. Those are good schools to have, on your resume, and I think that will help you a lot in your career. Congrats, good stuff. I'm glad to hear about it. All right, guys. I think this should do it for tonight. And thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate you all coming here and hang out. I hope I answer everybody's questions. I want to congrats again. And you guys have a great night. And we'll talk another time. If you are here on Instagram or wherever you are at, have a good night. We'll talk another time. Okay. Jabari have a question. All right, Jabari, what's up? What's up, Jabari? What's your question? Oh, I think he left too. Jabari, what's the question that you have? I'll wait for you for a few seconds. Let's see what you have. What questions you got for me? Um, that's what's up, man. That's good news, money. Let's see. I think Jabari has a question. Jabari, I'm still waiting on you. man. All right, Jabari, whenever you have this question, I'll answer it. I'll help you. If not, all right. Quadratic equations. Okay. So, Jabari, I will what is it specifically? Here's what I'll do. I'll put it down and then no. I can't do them. I can help you. I can help you if you have something that you need help with. And let's say that you need help. I need help graphing quadratic equation. I need help solving quadratic equation. I need help factoring quadratic equation. I need help, finding zeros of a quadratic equation. I can help with that topic. So what I can help with, what I can do is, come up with examples and also, a way to explain that to you to make sense. But I cannot do the homework for you, or the quiz, or the exam. I know I get that request a lot. I want to make a public announcement, guys. I do not do people's homework. Um, and don't send me shot of the test and say I will cash app you. No, I don't do that. This is not part of the things that I do at all. And I don't think you should hire people to do your stuff for you, because eventually it's gonna you're gonna see it again. So I won't be able to do it for you, but I can help. I can help. So whatever it is that you say, hey, that you want help with the quadratic equation, I can write it down next time we'll come and talk about it. Um, but I won't be able to sit down and actually do the work for you. No, it doesn't work that way, Jabari. All right. I think this is it, guys. Yeah, I think this is it for tonight. And I appreciate you guys stopping by, and y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all all another time next Tuesday, same time, same place. I'll see you guys later. All right, I'll be here next time. Cool, Jabari.